Hello everyone. We are just getting started on our second Christmas walk. So I'll kind of talk about how we're going to do it as we pass by a couple of houses here. We're in the Bath Beach section tonight. We'll probably be in Bath Beach, Bensonhurst. We'll be moving around a bit. And I'll go over the format, the way we're going to do the walk. This is a house right across the street from the park, where the cars, this is where all the traffic comes on and off the Bay Atria exit of the Belt Parkway. So what we're going to do is the usual format for these Christmas walks. It's not like the usual, we just do our, walk. This is going to be edited, so the reason we do this is because I'm pretty much walking around looking for Christmas houses. Here's a nice house, and all of you only have to look at the Christmas houses, right? Instead of all the dark, dead space in between. So I will be what I like to call grid walking, and when I see a house that is lit up, I will definitely record. Now there's going to be some blocks that have multiple houses in a string, so that's where we'll do, like we keep the camera going. But for right now, to start it off, I have to continue on to our next destination, and we don't want to be recording all that. So you got Santa Claus in the window over there. I don't know if you can see that. This is a nice house. All right, so I'm going to continue walking, and I will be right back. Okay, next houses. So we're on Shore Parkway, just adjacent to the Belt Parkway. We have these condo units out here in Bath Beach, and they usually like to throw some decorations out. This is what they have out. Looks like they got, I don't know if you can see behind that tree, I'll kind of get out of the way, but they have, looks like 3 Santa gnomes, inflatables over there. Some candy canes going up the walkway. And there's a few more. There is one spot around here that has, I think he has the big, yes, he has the big skeleton out. We have a skeleton. We'll show off the skeleton, and then we'll go to our next destination. There's some lights here. So you can see a lot of the condos like to throw out whatever they could and light up the front of the condos. But over here you have a skeleton. It's hard to see, it's not lit up. I'll try to get it in. We've got a Grinch up there in the window. And you got the skeleton. And the eyes are glowing. Actually, those eyes are open and closing. He's got like LED, like little LEDs of eyes moving around up there. All right, on to the next house. I don't know where, but when I come back, we will definitely be showing something off. So stay tuned. All right, so we got this house that I just stumbled on. And it looks like they've got a lot of lights going on here. You got some inflatables. Got this Christmas tree that's changing colors. And then around the corner, I did notice that we do have a string of houses that we're going to be looking at. So we will keep the camera rolling here. Got this house that we're coming up on. Just, you know, lights. You can see these houses, some of these houses are a lot more conservative than Dyker Heights, but we will be finding some houses that, you know, go all out. So stay tuned. There's definitely some more houses on this walk that'll have more. I'm trying to, this time around, started off kind of quiet. You know, if you remember how we started off, we did the, you know, if you didn't see it, you know, check it out. We did the Dyker Heights Walk, and well, we started that off with like one of the biggest houses in all Dyker Heights. So this time around, what we're doing is we're kind of starting it off slow, and then we'll build it up. We got some houses across the street here. Some inflatables. Looks like Rudolph and Santa Claus. We have a, I don't know if you could, if it could be made out in the video, but it looks like we have a wall with snowflakes. Yeah, it looks like it's coming in. I'm looking at the screen. Got some snowflakes on the side of this house. And right next to me, it looks like they have a tree with some blinking lights. And then there's a house right here. And we'll keep the camera rolling. We'll see if there's something here on Bay 11. Bay 11, so Bay 11, we're gonna be walking down Bay 11 because there is probably one of the nicest decorated trees you're ever gonna see. But that's down towards 86th Street. We'll get there in a second. Oh, here we go. We got something. We found something, see? That's why we do these walking. Oh, this block looks lit up, so we're gonna just keep the camera rolling for this block. This is Bay 11th up by Shore Parkway. So see, these houses in Bath Beach, you'll see a lot of houses lit up with mostly lights. You know, you won't see too much of the big decorations that you see in Dyker Heights. You know, the really big 10-foot tall soldiers and stuff like that. But you know, these smaller houses, they definitely know what they're doing when they light up the houses. So this is a pretty big light display going on here. I know it's a big light display because my I'm looking at my little screen on my camera and it is lit up. So it looks like they got a bunch of wreaths in the windows, and they got these little lit up Christmas trees and the snowman. And then right here, yeah, they got the tree lit up a bit. And looks like these are light display, like they're supposed to be like, I guess, icicles. A different view, a different perspective. And there's more houses, so we're gonna zipper back and forth across the street here. That's looks like marshmallows. Or, well, those are snowmen. It looks like it's probably Frosty and his wife in a hot cocoa cup. With, I think that is a little marshmallow peeking out of there. Alright, there's more houses on this block, so we're not done. Mostly lights. There's one house I'm eyeballing right now across the street. We'll get there in a second, but let's look at these houses. We'll just do a quick walk on here. Now we'll come across the street. I noticed this. I see these colorful lights blinking. Alright, there's more houses coming up. Here we are. These are cool little snowmen. Look at those. Those are pretty cool. This is a nice house right here. Check this house out. We'll walk by slow. And it looks like this house just has like a lot of light. Look, this looks like this person is just putting their lights up right now. I was saying this house is just got a lot of lights on all the trees. All one color. And you got this tree. There you go. All right, so when we come back, we will have another house. I'm gonna walk down a couple of more streets. I know there's a couple of more houses that I want to look at, so I'll be right back. No need to keep the camera running. And when I get to that house, well, I'll show you this real quick before I shut the camera off for our next destination. Here you go. It's just an inflatable. Looks like a Dalmatian inflatable with Santa hat. And then a house here with some lights around the gate. So alright, when we get back, I'll show you another house. Alright, I have found myself on 16th Avenue. As I was on my way to the next house that I know about, I did not know about this one, so we're about to check this one out. And here it is. It's on 16th Avenue. We're going to take a look at this house. This looks pretty cool, the way this is all set up. We'll do a walk by from across, and then I'll go over to it and we'll get a closer look. This is pretty cool. I like this. Here we are. Got a Christmas tree draped down in lights on this house. And you got some candy canes hanging off underneath the window. Got some, looks like some characters in some of those windows. I know on the top window it looks like Frosty's up there. I think in the window behind the Santa Claus up on this awning, it looks like two Santa Claus type snowmen dressed up as two snowmen dressed up as like Santa Claus, Mr. Claus and Mrs. Claus. I'm getting a little, my mouth is getting a little stiff from talking because it is cold out. I mean, it is 32 degrees out right now, and there is a stiff breeze. And yeah, it's that kind of night. Nose is a little runny, but we're gonna get through this. We're gonna now get back to where I was originally going to check out a house that I saw during the day. So I have no idea if it's lit up. I mean, I assume it is. There was some lights put up, and there was also some ornaments and stuff. So we're on the way to that spot right now. So I'll be right back and we'll check it out. Alright, so here is the house I was talking about. Looks like a carousel going on with some music. This house is on Bay 14, just off of Shore Parkway. Got Hello Kitty right in front of me. Got the snowman from Rudolph. Remember the snowman from Rudolph? He's all dressed up. Nightmare Before Christmas. We got a lot of different characters here. And then coming down the block, I had passed by a house, so we'll keep the camera rolling. It is, I think, December 6th as I record this. Start to lose track of days at this point of the year. There's not that many days left for the rest of the year. Christmas is less than 20 days away. And it is definitely feeling like winter. Here we go. So this is what I passed. Okay. Got a few houses in a row that are lit up. We got the snowman inflatable up on top of that one in there. And it looks like we got Santa Claus. And these nice colored lights. We got this house right here. All right, so we're gonna just keep walking here, and so you can see, like, this is why we don't keep the camera rolling, because you can see this a huge space of, you know, not every house decorates. Remember, we're in Bath Beach, so it's spread out a bit. Some laser lights inside of this house. Let me straighten up my camera. My camera was a little straight, so there we go. All right, where are we off to next? I have no idea. I'm gonna keep walking, and we're gonna find some more houses. Eventually we will get to, we're gonna check out Bay 13. Bay 13 has some bright houses, and then we're gonna get down to Bay 11th where that big Christmas tree house is. And then eventually we'll get down to, there's a string of lit up houses on 15th Avenue, and we'll get down there, so we'll check that all out. So I will be right back. All right, now we've made our way onto Bay 13th Street, and I see a house coming up. There's just some lights, lit up houses here with just regular white lights. Christmas tree in the window up there. I was walking across Cropsey, and I saw this house. You see it from the corner. It looks like there's a few houses that got lights. This is what I saw from Cropsey. It was pretty bright, so it drew my attention down here. Here goes a good wide angle shot of the whole house. And it looks like the homes next door are also lit up here with the lights going up to the stair rails and on the windows. So a nice little string of houses with lights. All right, the next house I'm going to take you guys to is probably, I think it's the nicest house in Bath Beach. So stay tuned. We're gonna go down to Bay 11, just off of 86th Street, and I'll show you what I'm talking about in a second. Alright, here we are on Bay 11th. This is between Benson Avenue and 86th Street. And just as I got on the block, St. Francis Cabrini is doing their chime music. So I won't talk, I'll let you listen to that. Alright, here you go. This is the house I was talking about. This Christmas tree is so nice the way they light this up. They've been doing this for years. Go out in the street and get a look from across the street to kind of give you an idea of the scale of the tree. It's a big tree. You have that big star up there. You see that star? It's a big star. And it's not a small star. It's probably as big as the wreath. If it seems like it's as big as the wreath that's on top of the house there. I'll do one more pass of the house, and then we'll get on to our next journey. And I did not time coming down this block when the church started doing its music. I wish I was that good, but it worked out. We'll actually walk by the church, St. Francis Cabrini on 86th Street, Bay 11th. This is a church I went to growing up. The music is stopping. Do you guys remember when we did all of the walks, like for the street festivals, and every time I got up to an area where music was playing, like when I was going towards the music would stop. So here we go. Now growing up, when I was a kid, before I moved into this neighborhood in 1986. But before I moved into this neighborhood, my church was St. Catherine's, which is on Fort Hamilton Parkway and 41st Street. And then when I moved here, we started going to this church. It's changed over the years. When I moved here, just recently, actually, this is like just recent. This was recently built. This level up here that you see here with the wheelchair ramp. And then when I moved here in '86, this tower was not here. This tower was built later. I don't know if you can see it with all the light glare. All right, we're going to be moving into 15th Avenue. And when we get to 15th Avenue, we'll be going down some of the streets. Some of the streets down 15th Avenue, and especially in the 70s, have a lot of houses decorated. So what I'll do is I'll walk down 15th, and we'll zip at the streets. We'll see what's going on down there. So I'll be right back. All right, we have made it to 15th Avenue. And now we're going to be walking along 15th, and we'll be checking out some houses on these streets. Do you walk by, like, if you're on 15th Avenue down here? And we're down by like 82nd Street, 81st Street area. You'll find houses like this lit up on the avenue. This house has been decorating in this manner for many years, so I knew to come over here. Now I'm going to keep the camera rolling because in a couple of blocks we are going to be passing by some blocks that have a lot of areas that have lights. You know, like 1, 2, 3 houses in a row. And I might as well just at this point keep the camera rolling. So we're on 15th Avenue. Now just coming up to, I'll say this is 81st Street, and the first thing we're gonna see when we get to like 79th Street is they like to decorate. Oh, we're gonna turn. This is why we're gonna keep the camera rolling at this point. So this is we're in Dyker Heights / Bensonhurst right now, and I say / Bensonhurst because this is really the border of where Bensonhurst is and Dyker Heights is. So we're in both those neighborhoods. So I'm walking and I see all of these houses. So here we go. So this is why we keep the camera rolling at this point. So it looks like we're picking it up a notch. And what we'll do is we'll walk up and then walk down. There's a house up the block that I'm eyeballing right now, so we're probably going to walk all the way up the block to get this house. And then we'll come back down and look at this, the other side. The other side is lit up too, but might as well take a look at this side first, and then we'll come down the block. Because it looks like most of the houses are lit up on this block. I'd say 50% of them. Got a house here with a carousel. Although it doesn't look like the carousel's moving, other than from the wind. So there is a house up the block. It looks like it's got lights all the way up to the roof. So that's where I'm walking towards right now. I want to see what's going on. It's right on the corner of 14th Avenue. So I have to walk the whole block to to get to this house. And then we're going to go across the street. There are lights across the street. So we will check out the other side and then we'll get back down to 15th Avenue. It feels like it's gotten even colder since I started this walk. I mean, it is. The thing is, the breeze is really kicked up, so the wind chill, I checked my phone, the wind chill is 25, 24 Fahrenheit, which I think would be around -4 Celsius, but it is cold. So, so this house, hold on one second here, getting some of these houses before I get to the house that I noticed. It's funny because this house is all the way on the corner of 14th Avenue. And this is what I saw down the block. I was like, oh, I gotta check this out. Let's go to the front. Let's see if the front is probably, obviously the front is the same. And it looks like, all right, now we're in total walk mode here because there's another thing I noticed. So this is how you do these Christmas walks. You walk around and you start seeing things. But I noticed there's a tree that looks like it's lit up, so we'll check that out. And we're now on 14th Avenue, so we have totally detoured off of our path, and we still got to go back down that block to see those other houses. So it looks like the same house we just passed by, same kind of lights. Okay, so this is what I saw. This is what got my attention. Oh, there's a house right here that I'm totally missing. I gotta cross the street, so give me a second. It's a nice lit up house. And then right behind me was where we were going here. I saw this tree here. So this tree's just got a whole bunch of lights wrapped around it. We are going to make our way back down that street on the other side because there were houses on the other side. Past this house again. And then as we're crossing, we'll get another look at that house. And we will go back down 80th Street. I believe it's 80. Actually, it's 81st Street. All right, so now we're going to go down the other side of the block that we just came up and check out those houses. Get that nice American flag up there. I don't know if I caught that before, but you see that American flag that is in the top left corner of the house. It's pretty cool. All right, now we're walking down the other side that wasn't in view earlier. We're gonna check out these houses. And I'll just walk very slow. Not gonna stop. We'll just walk slow. Look at all the houses. I said I wasn't gonna stop, but I like this. You got all of the reindeer. It's the reindeer stable. Got this house has the blue light and a big ribbon on the front balcony up there. I don't know if you could make out that ribbon. I'm looking at my camera. Looks like my battery level is low, but not to fear. I have my battery pack. When the time comes, I will do what we did on the last Christmas walk, and I'll just connect it. So plenty of power. What I found with this camera is that it definitely does not like cold weather. I've been using this camera since March, but most of the time it was always warm. So this year, you know, is the first winter with this camera, so we'll get to see how the camera performs. Other than the battery draining a little faster than normal, it you know, there's no difference really. The other thing to keep in mind is that you know, when I'm cutting my scenes, I'm actually shutting the camera off because there's a distance to walk to the next light display. And that also helps zap the power out a little faster. Every time it's got to power up and do the check. It goes through like a gimbal check, and it goes through all the directions of the gimbal to make sure the gimbal's not broken. So that will definitely help drain the power faster. So this was a block where we kept the camera going for a while. So we're starting to hit a stretch of blocks that have their houses lit up, close proximity to each other, so no need to cut the scene. And then when we turn the corner here, a block away, you'll see they do the up and overs over 15th Avenue. You got the Romeo Meat, you got Leone's, Papa Pasquale's, so they light up the avenue. They throw lights over the avenue. You'll see that when we get over there. We're walking there now, so looks like there's some houses across the street, so I'll get across so that you can all see that. There's a nice house right here coming up. This is the house I was talking about. It's a nice house. And they're very nice the way they did the lights. Very conservative. Lighting up the frames and the gate and the door. Something going on across the street, looks like. I'll tell you in a second. I'll probably just pass it and not show it off. It's just lights. Over here is what I'm talking about across the street. But there is a house coming up on the next block across the avenue we'll look at. And over here, looks like they've got the house lit up and the bush or the tree in front of the house. And that's where we're going to go now, across the avenue. And this is where I told you over here on 15th Avenue, they have the up and overs on the avenue. So I'll just cross over. We're going to look at this house. I should be able to cross real quick before the light changes. And it is time to get the battery out. So I see the battery running really low on the camera, so I'm just getting the battery out. See the snowflake up there? And we're going to be going up this block because there are houses on this block. This block looks pretty lit up. Just give me 1 second. What I'm doing is I'm connecting the battery live as I'm walking here. This is live television. Here, this is what I'll do. I'll show you guys these two houses here while I'm connecting the battery. And then the block we're about to go up looks like there's a lot of houses again lit up. So we're going up there right now. Wow, which side should I start? I guess I'll start on this side. We'll actually, instead of going up and then down, we'll just, well, I don't know how far these houses go. It looks like the houses are lit up all the way to the up top of the block, so I guess we will go up and then down. Although this side right here that we're on looks more lit up. So. We'll get across the street. There's a right across the street. I'll show you now. We'll get over there though. There is a, he's got a screen that fills up that whole window. So we're gonna show that off. And they're actually decorating right now. Yeah, this block definitely stands out. When you're walking on 15th Avenue, you see all these lights. We got two soldiers with trumpets. They're not lit up, so it's kind of hard to make out, but and you got this house right here. This is what I saw down the block. This is actually really nice. So this is probably one of the nicest houses on the walk. Since we were on Bay 11th, this is actually really nice. There you go. Try and get it all in. I will take a closer look in a second. So we got an elf with a trumpet right here in front of us. Got some angels on the top, so if you look up there, there's two angels on either side of the Merry Christmas light display. You got Santa Claus on the left side and the reindeer on the right. Snowflakes. We're gonna go across the street and look at it so we get a better perspective, because we're right on top of it, so sometimes it's harder to see things. We got another elf here with the North Pole sign. And then in the driveway here, they have, this is pretty cool. That's pretty cool. And I don't know if you can make it out, but back behind the Santa, there is like a snowflake display going off against the wall in the back. And what I'm going to do is go across the street to get a better look. You can see the snowflakes better from back here. So if you look, you can see those snowflakes up there. All right, so we're gonna make our way back down the block, get back onto 15th Avenue. Oh, look at this. It's got a countdown clock. Isn't that cool? Look at that. And the time. 18 days. 18 days, 5 hours, 18 minutes, and 11 seconds left. That's pretty cool. I like that. That's a good touch. The countdown clock. All right. And then we're going to look at this house. Looks like they're decorating, so we'll just stay out of their way. You see the screen in the window.
I did my house for Halloween too. They actually put it in the Bensonhurst. It seems like the Bensonhurst. I only do it because my girlfriend loves Halloween.
Oh, I love Halloween. And then my mother stood in here with a crowd.
Really?
On Halloween. She took some kids clowning. She scared the shit out of them.
All right. We are just about to get onto 15th Avenue again. So you can see we keep turning off the avenue on this stretch, and we keep seeing more and more houses. I don't know how this is gonna, how long this is gonna keep going. We'll see if we find anything else. There is more houses along 15th Avenue that have lights, so we'll keep it going here to see what happens. And it looks kind of dark down here, so it doesn't look like there's much going on now after we've turned the corner. We'll see what this next block has for us. There's a house on the corner here. And it looks like there are lights on this block too. Not as much as the last block. We're gonna actually skip the block because there's just, a few houses that have lights. It's nothing crazy. And what we'll do is, at this point, I'm gonna stop recording, and then when I get back, we'll see what we find next. So stay tuned, and I'll be right back. All right, now we are on 73rd Street, and this caught my attention. This house that's inset here. This is an inset house, so if you notice, all these houses are all kind of more forward with onto the sidewalk. This house that we're about to look at is inset. It's actually kind of interesting. I've never seen this house before, and that's probably because every time I walk by this block you can't see it. So here it is. That house goes all the way back there. They got all the space. So if you look at like all these other houses, they're right up, on the sidewalk. This house goes all the way to the back. And then across the street there's a house. And then there's some more houses up the block, so we'll take a look at these houses. We're going to be ending the walk soon. There will be more Christmas walks. We already did Dyker Heights. We did the big Dyker Heights. We will go back in there. That is, that's my neighborhood. I live in Dyker Heights, so we'll be back in there. But if you haven't seen, we did a big walkthrough of Dyker Heights. last week with drone footage. We did some drone footage. We showed off all the biggest houses inside Dyker Heights. So we already got that covered, so you could find that. I'll put the link in the description. Or you could just go to my channel and browse through my videos. It's one of the most recent walks we did. I think it's like 2 or 3 back. So this is what I saw. Is this? I saw this from up the block. And we're gonna end the walk on a big note. So stay tuned. We got this house right here. You can hear that wind whipping through that tree. It has gotten really windy in the last hour.
So
It looks like we got some houses up this block, and that's where we're walking. And we're gonna end the walk on a really big note, so stay tuned. You've already saw this house in the last video, but we're gonna end it. So I'll give you a little hint. We started the last walk with that house, and we're gonna end the walk with that house. That's the house that you can see from outer space. So just let's go up this block first and see what this block has. It's a lot of red up there. And then over here we have a house across the street. It's got some basic lights on the frames of the house. And by the way, we're back in Dyker Heights. We've been moving around. We were in Bath Beach. We got a little bit into Bensonhurst. We're in Dyker Heights. And we're right off of 13th Avenue right now. Which works out well for me because after this walk, I'm gonna stop for some crispy pizza. Crispy Pizza is not too far from here. It's right up the block around the corner. Okay, yeah, I'll bite. I'll go to this one house up here. I was gonna turn around here, but I see this going on, so we'll see what this is all about. And then we will end the walk. I will just cut to that last scene after I finish this house right here. Yeah, I try to get every house I can get in the walk, because you never know what you're going to see. You'll see a whole bunch of different things. Alright, so I'm going to walk down the block here, and stay tuned because we're about to end the walk with the biggest house of this walk. So stay tuned. Alright, so we are going to end it the way we started the last walk. But before we look at that house, this is a house that wasn't lit up the other night, so might as well give it some recognition. It's very nice. One color, lights up the house really nice. Okay, so there's actually some, so here we are. I'm probably gonna have to back it down a bit. It seems like it's really bright on my screen, but you know what, I think we can handle it. But this is how we started. Let me get over here. So this house is on, it's over by 71st Street and 14th Avenue. We've already seen this house if you watched my last walk. And if we ever make contact with aliens from another planet, it'll be because this house was spotted 20 light years away. That's how bright this that's how bright this house is. Anyway, this is how we're going to end this walk. We're going to end it here. If you want to see this house, well, I guess we can get close. But if you want to see this house, in my last walk, I go through, you know, every little spot of the house. As you can see, it is a pretty bright house. And then I had showed this off in the last walk, but this is, there's a little encasement in here. Well, yeah, you can see that in my first walk. But that is how we're going to end this walk. I want to thank everybody for coming along on this Christmas walk. This is our second Christmas walk. Thinking on the next walk, we're going to head into Bay Ridge. There are houses in Bay Ridge that decorate, and we will check those houses out. I'm going to finish with the house right in front. Now, what's interesting, before I stop this video, I'll say, what's interesting is that this house, as bright as it is, and with all the stuff it has on it, it's not crowded over here. There's not a lot of people over here. You know, you'll have your occasional traffic, you know, where the car stopped. Like this car looks like it's stopping to check it out. But as you can see, there's not a lot of traffic. And there's not a lot of people. You have the guy over there who's taking a picture. They've got cars stopping right here to look. But it's not crazy right now. It's not like if we were in, you know, if you go onto Dyker Heights this time of night, there's a ton of people. So, but anyway, we're gonna end it here. I want to thank everybody for coming for the walk. Stay tuned for the next Christmas walks, and then of course we'll do our normal walks. And we're getting close to the end of the year, so we're wrapping up 2023. So anyway, thanks for coming along, and catch everybody on the next one.